Everyone stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Westergaard.
Yes.
Muller.
Yes.
Stanky.
Yes.
Bolton. Reese.
Yes.
Councilor Thomas would be absent.
Public forum. Consent agenda. Motion to approve. Second.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Bolton. Stanky.
Yes.
Muller.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Resolution 2131 is our 175 water main.
Yeah, so just take a look at those three quotes that we had received for the project, ranging from $121,000 to $142,000. Low bidder is King Construction out of Wall Lake. And then within the packet, there was some correspondence from the engineer about that with the recommendation that we would accept this low bid from King Construction. It's a little bit higher, about $12,000 higher than the engineer's estimate.
No way.
I'm stunned that we're above an engineer for this.
I'll make a motion to take the bid from the construction.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Boltman.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Muller.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just a little bit on that though. Just as far as financing of that goes, we're financing that with TIF funds, okay? And working to get all the procedures in place about renewing our TIF, and then we'll have an internal debt issuance from the electric improvement fund to the TIF fund to certify some new debt, and we'll be able to keep continuing to receive TIF funds then for the upcoming years.
Okay, 2132, we have to hire some employees because college kids are leaving.
College kids are leaving, just running a little short on staffing, come up with a few who can help out from time to time. Amy Bloom, Kylie Hauser, Steph Hauser.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Muller,
Yes.
Stankin,
Yes.
Boltman.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
We have to do our annual snow removal agreement.
Yeah, still at $2,000 a lane mile.
I just got a comment on that. You know, by Beth Hatch, we got that pipe that goes underground there, and that's
Yeah.
been broken up. I think it's important that we, well, not only tell our guys when they get watching for it, but also try to get to the state to do something about it, because it's not gonna get any better. And usually during the winter, it heaves up more, so with that blade, you know, that's down by Dottie Gerner and Beth Hatch, right?
I know. They did try to fix it. They put some loose rock on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's just a hump with rock.
That's a rough one.
The other one that we
Isn't
hear
that,
about a lot is the top of that hill of Provost then too.
yeah.
That
Wasn't
ain't
that one
that ain't much better.
What's that?
No,
That's not much better.
At some point, that's gonna have to be repaired.
but that ain't DOT's. Oh, it is?
Yeah,
It's
that's,
DNR, but DOT
Absolutely.
does it. But they,
North State, South State, there's.
Oh, it is, okay.
I'm not wondering if you just kind of send them a letter or contact somebody, or either that, we'll send John on them or whatever.
I
That's
already
the
called them.
problem, John's called
I
us.
called them a couple times.
Oh,
They said it's a DNR road maintained poorly by the Iowa DOT. And the DOT said they'd fix it, but they want money from the DNR in their budget to do it, and evidently they can't agree on it or something. That's as far as I ever got out of it.
okay, well, the only thing I'm just,
That's why you're getting a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Judy's the gal I always talk to, she knows me.
that
She don't get nothing done.
but
No. You had a
But
chance when the governor was
I
here.
guess you gotta make sure you talk to your guys. I mean,
And the
it's
DNR
easy to say that right now, but, you know,
We got new guys too, so,
yeah, that's,
It's been there 2 years now, I looked at hump for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Just,
or longer.
Yeah.
It's just never as bad as it's gotten.
It seems to be getting worse all the
yeah.
time.
Okay, I just wanted to bring that up, that's
And
all.
really a nice spot with the bus.
Nice
I
boat.
bet, yeah.
See if they're strapped in.
We need a motion to approve
Well, they
that
ain't strapped
agreement.
in. Mine ain't strapped in.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Stankin,
Yes.
Boltman.
Yep.
Reese.
Yes.
Muller.
Yes.
Administrator report?
Yeah, so, on our electric project, I listed just the highlights of the areas that's on page 2 in the memo. About Jacobson's, the ESAC school project, Sparky's, Evapco, and that Lakewood area is actually a new home out there. It's James Bender's house. Be able to get that one done. But I'm gonna give you a little update on those, Jeff, and what's going on with them.
Well, just a little bit of it was, we tried to put enough of a project together to get this contractor back in, you know. So that's why we've got a few of these spots, but to the Bender thing, you know, we know in a year or two they're gonna build. And so that's in the works anyway, so I figured we just will throw this in now, it's not gonna be the total project for that whole area to be done, but it's a start on it, so at least if they get in there, we can supply them with utilities. Talking with Spencer from TD&I, we're gonna address the hot spots, as he called them, but we're gonna go to Evapco first. And then we're gonna jump up to Sparky's, address that, so we can have that ready for them when they're ready for their transition. And I talked with Dave Nelson, he said if he had power by the end of October, he was happy. So then we're jumping from there to there, and then probably the school next, and then a couple of these other little projects that are in that whole deal.
Did they give you a timeline of how long that would all take, or?
Well, he told me he's planning on coming in the 16th, and he's hoping to have most of it done in the first week.
Wow,
But,
that's great.
So,
yeah, they will for sure, they're coming here the week of the 16th, and they'll for sure knock out what they call these 3 hot projects. But mentioned that they might just stay and get them all done. You know,
yeah,
they're pretty quick.
I'll
about
work
it.
with them, whatever they want to, you know, if they're gonna stay, we'll try to figure it out.
You know, as far as pricing goes, they honored the same pricing that they had for our project in the spring.
Good.
But you see what total on that is $141,000, still a pretty big project.
Well,
Those are all for pretty big projects.
yeah, we did about 7,300 feet the first go around. We're pretty close to 8,000 feet this go around, so.
Good.
Gotta get done.
Yeah. Remember, that generates revenue. That's,
Correct.
Certainly does.
so, sooner the better.
Yeah. Another thing here is about our automated meter reading. We've had that now since 2013, doesn't hardly seem that long. But this handheld meter reading unit that we've had ever since that time, they are now ceasing support on that at the end of the year. Okay? There's a third party that will continue to support these if we wanted to continue on with the same technology that we have. But we may want to take a look at an upgrade on this, so it's using, of course, the same meters and everything. It would be new reading equipment, and then depending on which one we would look at, still upgrading, but still what they call a walk-by system. It would be in our vehicles, of course, but it's a walk-by so it still has a receiving range relatively shorter compared to their drive-by system. But they have this walk-by system, and we'd be able to upgrade that. The purchase price there is $3,745. Okay, we use our own tablet or laptop or whatever to work along with that. The other system, they also have a drive-by system with a tough pad tablet. See, the price on that's $22,000. There would have to be some extraordinary benefit in order to look at that more expensive system. The equivalency of what we have right now is this walk-by system, basically. Plus, we have an opportunity, and every community in the state has this same opportunity. It deals with purchasing computer hardware. Every community in the state's going to get to purchase $9,500 worth of laptops at no charge. So we buy $9,500 worth of laptops, and it's just through the state of Iowa. This is all funded through the CARES Act and COVID money. So, I actually printed that out and gave that to you as far as how this works. Just that each community, again, goes up to $9,500, and they have certain types of laptops or certain types of bundles that they offer, and you see what the prices are. But so these bundles basically take the laptop, but then it has a big monitor that goes along with it, keyboard and everything, turns your laptop into a desktop workstation. So a couple of big priorities for us would be to get a good computer to work along with the meter reading upgrade, and then also the police department would be due for a computer upgrade on that too, and we would look at getting a bundle for that and be an office system for them. Note that the only types of computers that we can purchase are laptop computers, because again, it's COVID money, and you got to be preparing yourself for potential future incidents, and mobility is a big deal, and so they would fund laptops. Anyway, it's just an all-around win-win for us. We've never really had this discussion before, but I'm interested in your thoughts on that. About, would the council ever look at going electronic on everything and not having paper packets? And I know it'd be kind of.
So you mean everybody in town has to have a computer?
Yeah. No, everybody in town, no, it would be for the council, but, I don't know, I always got mixed feelings on that, because I enjoy, we tell you to turn to page 12, you can turn to page 12 pretty quickly.
You'd also do that on your smartphone if you had one.
You sure could.
Oh,
I think that was a jab.
Pretty good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We'll talk later, Dave.
Anyway, we will get an order together and ready to go. I'm sure we will come close to $9,500, because we get one chance to order them, and you can't go over $9,500. So you can't purchase more and supplement. So anyway, so put this in the back of your mind though about the meter reading upgrade, because we'll be doing something with that, everything. Lagoon repairs, I put that in the council memo about what's going on with these lagoon repairs now. So John Healy and Dean and Brian and Todd from B&K, we all met out at the lagoon, and John had this idea about basically placing a new clay and bentonite block in that south berm. So just as you envision it, if you're on the road on the top of the berm, they dig straight down through the road, basically in the middle of the road, and you would just dig the entire length of the road as much as is needed until it gets into dry soil. So they're figuring that they would dig this 8 feet wide, start off at 10 feet deep. They got to go a little deeper, they go deeper, but then they excavate the materials that are there now. Get those, they will pack those on the side of the berm just to spoil them. But then they bring in new clay and bentonite, and they have the opportunity to get a bunch of clay from the backhoe. So this can actually work out pretty well as far as the supply of materials.
What do you see?
So they're, so construction company.
Yeah, and this is still on,
They're done.
run the main is on the bond.
They can't do that till this mower cell number one.
Yeah, so it's gonna be out of service again, that's cell number 1 will be out of service. And, this may happen, it won't happen this week, but probably happen. Lower that down and But yeah, they can't do the digging while the cell is still full of water, or they sure don't want to, sure don't want anything bad to happen.
Is something worse could happen to the well?
So what do they have to do? Go
Something
that-
worse could happen, yeah.
What do they do, load that dirt thing? to get it away?
Yep, they'll have to truck it in.
I mean, when they're taking it out and putting that thing.
Yeah, they're gonna spoil it on the outside of the berm. So the berm will just be a little more gentle slope.
Will that be seeded then?
Yeah.
Remember,
Just a little bit on Crescent Park Drive drainage. We've been dealing with Pat Shug and offered a couple alternatives about that drainage there, whether she would look at doing basically putting in a driveway and do a shared project with us, or whether she would not like to do that, and then we're back to the installation of that intake. So she had decided she's not gonna put in the driveway. Okay, we'll put this intake in, and there'll be some drop curve that comes up to this intake. It'll be about 60 feet of drop. So you drop curve with this intake. Now, the only thing that's different than what we had talked about before is that Bill Eichhorn's getting his driveway put in then across the street, and we then have the opportunity to extend that intake across the street there too. So it'll be by Bill's driveway and be able to handle some of the problems on that side. So we do intend to do that. You saw in the council packet that that letter from the DNR in regards to the environmental for Lot 20 for rarities. I mean, when you read that thing, it doesn't sound too good. When you talk with our consultant, I guess it's really kind of what we expected to see. Preparing a plan for us, then we have to have a plan, but the plan basically says, here's what's happened, here's what happens if we encounter problems. So, a couple things. You know, they don't know that they'd encounter problems as far as bad soils or anything. And really the amount of digging there is pretty minimal, because all of the home construction is slab on grade. There's no basements there. They're not big. Plus, the other thing is that they would like to fill that area some with dirt, and they'd be working with the backhoe on some dirt also. So they may be hauling some dirt in there too. In order to be able to work with the backhoe on the dirt, this may actually happen quickly and be able to basically stockpile some dirt, like the stockpile some dirt on the outside of the fence. And again, my other note was about infrastructure down there at the development site. Just that they had an engineer here, and the engineer with DGR, to have them come take a look at the site, be able to give us some infrastructure alternatives there, and we're really looking at water and streets. But the other thing that we'll have them look at while they're here is just drainage issues down there in general, and then also some drainage issues on West Street. So, see if we can address any of those concerns. What they're doing then is we have not hired them to get into planning, of course, yet we're not ready for planning, but they are surveying the area and will give us some cost estimates on water and streets.
so one that I'd like to, go by Bobby Trail on the east side,
Yep.
and what a mess. That needs to either something out of that, I mean, either he could mow it or seed it or something, for God's sake. At least make it look nice. That's terrible.
He, he does still talk, and talked to them within the past couple of weeks about getting that road.
Yeah.
And he just has every intention that they're gonna get the road put in.
I don't know if there's no help for you.
At least everything will be put to final grade though. They won't be doing anything with it.
Well,
So
it's just,
then
it's
that'll
not,
be,
okay.
You have to move it once.
Hey,
I know we did.
What about this, Dixieland access, and have we talked to that guy out in California, and have we had any issues with him yet? To see if there's an opportunity to,
Right, so I've got his information, haven't talked to him yet. And as I talked with Dave Jennett about process on this, Dave's suggestion more than anything is to have a development agreement in place with land or with Lakewood before we can start into the process of how we will assist them with the project, including potential land.
You know, if you drive through there, that Dixieland, what's the matter with that driveway? And I suppose they don't want all that traffic in that store. They drive right through there, there's kind of a path on that, west end.
Right.
We don't take care of snow removal.
That was my question.
It's still private.
If you do that, you're gonna assume that probably.
just wondering, so, spur it along, I guess, somehow, good.
So the project, she's going to stand for this,
Yeah, no,
answer. Okay.
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
Second? Meeting adjourned.
All righty.
21.